OS2, we talked briefly about memory and device drivers. We have not switched the machines over to the other switches. Hopefully we will do that Wednesday or as soon as we get back after spring break. Talked a little bit about services, and then they had some time to work on their classwork. Talked about scripts, shebang, and the interpreter. Okay, where to find the interpreter to interpret the commands. And then location. We need to work more, think about putting it in the bin directory and why it should be in the bin directory. And make them executable. Keep moving. When we load a program, again, a program into memory, we have to keep track of where it is in memory, and then when we add data, we got to keep track of where the data is, and then we have to keep the context of the program, which instruction we left off on when we went to process something else. Program becomes a process in memory, and we have to manage that. There are a lot of details to that, but this is all we're going to cover at this point. Device drivers, software that matches up a particular device to the system, no different than having let's say you plug in something to the USB like a external hard drive that has to communicate. So it has to be some kind of software that allows that to communicate to the operating system. We did an example where we talked about services. We talked about how we can start, stop, restart, and I'll put enable a service. If we enable a service, it should then turn on every time we boot the system. And sometimes we need to stop a service, or first time we install it, start a service. And so we looked at services. We looked at system CTL, and then we looked at the service command and what the service was. Run levels. We can boot to a different run level and just different things are loaded. Like if we boot like you can check and see what your run level is. We did that. And these are usually numbers. We also looked at in class a while back how to switch from the graphical, where you load the GUI compared to just loading multi-user. Another reason we boot to lower run levels, we load different things. So you can boot to where a lot of the services are not loaded. And you can do that to troubleshoot. Talked a little bit about exam. We did a long listing of the etc directory and then redirected that to a listing file. Talked about changing permissions. You can use the numbered system, or you can use the letter system. So you can change the owner and so forth, or you can use some number. 7 would give the owner all rights. 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want just read and write, it'd be a 6. So if I had a 6 here, that would be our group. And if I had a 5 here, that would be all others. A 5 would be read and execute, but you couldn't change it. There was a little script where we wanted to put the date in the size 1 and the disk information into size 1, and then we echoed a bunch of dashes and put that into size 1. These would append, and that's just, greater than symbols. Now, something we have to be concerned about is where is size 1. So here's an example where I gave the absolute path to size 1. The last thing, we backed up some information. You can use the tar, and you can use the tar to just put a bunch of files together. Okay, you could use the tar, create, and this then would compress the files. So you take the files, you put them in a smaller file, smaller group, and then you could take these and copy them to your backup. And that's what we're finishing up on, this backup information. And that's it.